Alright, I now have about 6,000 miles on my 17 Civic Turbo 6-speed. I've wrapped up a few little projects here and there, so I wanted to just talk about how the car has been and maybe get your opinion on the next modification I want to do to it. I did the oil change a couple hundred miles ago, as well as a tire rotation, so that went pretty well. Super easy to do, although it was kind of a pain with the belly pan on the bottom here. Covers up the engine and transmission, and it was a huge pain to put back, especially because everything was covered in road salt. But apart from that, everything went super easy as usual. So the car is super dirty right now. It's just been so cold here. I haven't really had a good opportunity to wash it, and it gets dark so early at night that I can't really wash it at my house. So I ran it through the car wash just to rinse it off. I don't like to use the soap there, but I did just kind of rinse it off in the car wash, so it looks a little better. I took it to Detroit, which was about 830 miles from where I live, and it was awesome. I averaged a little over 35 miles per gallon, which was great considering how fast I was driving, and also I'm on winter tires that are actually wider than the stock tires. That was a little bit of an accident, but you know, so great fuel economy. Once I get my summer tires on it, and if I drive sensibly, I have no doubts that I can get easily 40 miles per gallon on the highway, which is just awesome. I did the rear sway bar recently, which I made a video about. It's the Progress 20.5 millimeter rear sway bar, and it handles quite a bit better than stock. It really is awesome. You take it on some back roads and some corners and whatnot, and it actually feels very tight. So I'm going to put my summer tires on once it gets warmer, and we'll see just how well it handles. So the color is a white orchid pearl, as you've seen in other videos, and it just sparkles and shines so much in the sunlight. Even when it's dirty like this, it looks awesome. But as you can see, there's still some spots of dirt around the door, on the fenders here, and on the mirrors. So once it gets warmer out, I'm going to give it a good deep cleaning. Clean the inside, clean the outside. The inside is just a total mess right now. I'll show you here. I've got just a bunch of crap in the back seat here. The trunk is full of crap, so I really just need to get some time when it's warmer out and clean everything out. But I still like the car a lot, and it's just been a great car. As you can see by how dirty it is, I definitely get my use out of it here. I'm going to the Chicago Auto Show next week, so that'll be awesome. That's another 300 to 400 miles I'll be putting on it, and we'll see what kind of fuel economy I get there. Probably the same as I got when I went to Detroit. Hopefully a little bit better, because I won't be driving quite as fast, mainly because of the traffic. But should be getting some pretty good fuel economy there. I'm going to the auto show, gonna get some awesome videos. I've got a bunch of stuff in the works that I'm gonna try to do, so it's gonna be a huge improvement to my channel, I think. So now that it's getting warmer out, it's staying darker later, I will be able to make some more videos on the car. I know I've gotten a ton of requests, and I feel bad that I haven't gotten to them all yet, but I'm definitely gonna start working on that now that it's staying later outside here. It's not getting dark quite as early. So I'm going to do a video on the headlights Monday. This is Friday when I'm filming this. So Monday I'm going to do a video on the headlights. I've got questions about those. People want to see them at night, see what they look like, see what the light output is. And that's one of those things I've just been putting off. So I'm definitely going to get to that here in the next couple days. Also, I've had some video requests on the infotainment system, which I'm going to try to get to here pretty soon. And I wanted to get some opinions here on my next modification for the car. So I did the rear sway bar with some money I got from Christmas. And then next up, I either want to do an intake or a blow-off valve. I'm not sure which. The blow-off valve would be a lot of fun, but then again, on the downside, the engine would run rich for a couple seconds here every time you let off the throttle, and I'm just not sure how that would impact the cat converter long term. Some people say there's really no noticeable difference between having the BOV and not having it, but then there's a lot of other people that say, well, it's going to run rich, it's going to affect the cat, and it's going to wear it a lot faster. So I'm considering that, or I'm also considering an intake, which may or may not increase the horsepower. I know there's some data out there that says it does. There's some conflicting data that says it doesn't. So I'm not sure which one of those I want to do. The intake is a little bit more expensive, and you will hear some of that blow-off valve noise from the intake as the bypass valve takes the excess air from the turbo and routes it back to the intake. You will hear some of that with the aftermarket intake, but it's not going to be anywhere near as defined as an actual blow-off valve, which is venting it to the atmosphere. So don't have the running rich condition there, have more intake noise, but it's also more expensive, and it doesn't have that kind of sound that you associate with a blow-off valve. So I'll take you on the interior here. I did a couple little things on the inside of the car. I did a video on the ambient lights, but I want to show what they look like during the day here. So we'll start it up here. And as you can see, I have just over 6,000 miles. So I'll step out of the car. And so this is what the lights look like during the day. You know, it's bright enough, but I don't think it's too dim. You definitely see it there during the day. And in the console here, lights up pretty well. Now, on the console here, I finally got the lid back. I know the lid was missing in a bunch of my other videos. I finally got it back from Poland. I sent it out to Redline Goods, and they did such a phenomenal job with it. It is black leather on the outside, and then the inside here has a stripe of like a faux carbon fiber vinyl material, and it looks awesome. I swapped out the two side pieces here for the leather ones that Honda makes, so that looks really nice. I like it a lot. Of course, I have a couple other leather bits here in the interior. I may or may not do the door panels at some point. It would be really difficult because you have to take off the whole door panel in order to get the cloth portions off, and I just don't really want to do that. But otherwise, I think I'm done here with modifications for a little while, apart from either the intake or the blow-off valve. And really liking the car, and just excited for spring when I can get those summer tires on and really drive it hard. I do plan to autocross it here a little bit, but not a whole lot. Just excited to get out and enjoy the car a little bit more.